You know, in this crazy, noisy digital world we all live in, it is so easy to confuse being busy with actually making progress. We're all running around, but are we really building anything that lasts? Well, the difference maker, it's not about having more money or more resources, it's about having the right mindset. And today we're going to break down exactly what that looks like.
This quote right here, it just nails the huge shift in how things get made today. The rules have totally changed. You don't have to be a coder or a Silicon Valley insider anymore. Success now belongs to the people who pay attention, the problem solvers who can spot where things get clunky or frustrating, and then, thoughtfully, use technology to smooth it all out.
So that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? How do you actually build that way of thinking? Because it's not something you're born with, that's for sure. It is a skill. And the framework we're going to walk through today breaks it all down into two essential pillars. One is about looking outward at the world, and the other is about looking inward at how you yourself operate.
Okay, let's kick things off with Pillar 1, building value. Think of this as your game plan for the outside world. It is the literal blueprint for understanding what's really going on, finding real problems, and then creating solutions that people don't just like, they actually commit to.
So here it is, the roadmap for creating value. It's a really clear 5-step path. These principles will take you all the way from spotting that first bit of friction or that initial problem to growing your idea in a really smart, strategic way. Let's dive into each one.
So, first things first, your starting point should never be trying to invent some brand new idea out of thin air. No, it's about observing a real existing problem. The most successful digital products, they don't create a need, they solve a pain that's already there. If something is already costing people time or money or just their sanity, trust me, they're already looking for a fix, and that's where you come in.
Okay, this one might sound a little backward in our high-tech world, but it is absolute gold. Before you even think about building an app or automating a process, you have to understand it inside and out. And the best way to do that? Do it by hand first. It forces you to see every little step, every frustration, every tiny opportunity for improvement. That's how you figure out where technology can really make a difference.
Now this is so important. Look at the difference here. Anybody can tell you, oh, that's a great idea, but that's just an opinion. It's cheap. Commitment. Now that's the real currency. Are people willing to put money down for a pre-order? Are they willing to give you their time to test something out? Will they sign an actual contract? Those actions, that's the only proof you're really onto something valuable.
You know that temptation, right? To just add one more feature, to try and solve everyone's problems all at once. But that's a trap. Real momentum comes from focus. Solve one single problem, but solve it brilliantly. That focus lets you learn faster, adapt quicker, and deliver value that is so clear nobody can deny it.
And here's the thing, you don't have to build an audience from scratch, screaming into the void. Smart growth is all about alignment. Instead of trying to get everyone's attention, just go to where your users already hang out. What platforms do they use? What communities are they in? When you integrate into their world, adopting what you've built feels natural, not like a chore.
All right, so you've got this amazing blueprint for building value. Awesome, but what good is a blueprint if you don't have the engine to actually build the thing? And that brings us to Pillar 2, mastering focus. This is all about your internal strategy. This is the engine that actually gets stuff done. I mean, let's be real. This is the truth of our world today. We have endless information at our fingertips. The thing that's truly rare, the scarce resource, is our own attention. So learning how to protect that attention, how to direct it, that is probably the single most important skill you can have right now.
So, just like before, we've got 5 core principles to guide us. These are the rules for managing your own internal world. They cover everything from where you put your energy to how you think about time, all to make sure you can actually follow through on those great ideas.
Look, motivation is great, but it's flaky, right? It comes and it goes. Systems, on the other hand, they show up every single day. That's why these first 2 principles are so deeply connected. When you lock in on one clear goal and then build tiny, daily habits to move toward it, you basically create an unstoppable system. Progress just becomes automatic.
Okay, this next one is a bit of a mind bender, but it's so powerful. Instead of trying to outwork everyone when things are busiest, look for the quiet moments. You know, the holidays, that summer slowdown, times when everyone else eases up. That's your window. Smart people use these quiet periods to get ahead, not by working harder, but by working with way less noise.
This just says it all, doesn't it?
You don't become a writer because you intend to write a book someday. You become a writer by writing every day. Your identity, who you are, it isn't based on your plans. It's the result of what you do over and over again. Your actions define you, period.
Honestly, this next one, it might just be the most powerful secret weapon in the whole playbook. We are obsessed with what we should add to our lives. A new app, a new habit, a new project. But real speed, real clarity, that comes from what you take away. Deciding what not to do is one of the most strategic decisions you can make.
So what does that actually look like? Let's get real about it. It means turning off those pointless notifications. It means saying no to that meeting that should have just been an email. It means unsubscribing, unfollowing, and getting rid of the things that just drain your energy. Every single thing you subtract gives you back your most valuable resource, your focus.
All right, so let's put it all together. We've got these two pillars. One is for building value out in the world, and the other is for mastering focus inside your own head. The real magic happens when you stop seeing them as two separate things and start using them as one unified mindset. That's your strategic advantage.
And boom, here it is, the whole mindset laid out right in front of you. On the left side, you've got the rules for finding a real opportunity. On the right, you've got the rules for actually executing on it. You put them together, and what you have is a complete system for doing meaningful work in a world that is designed to distract you.
And I think this is the most important takeaway from all of this. This is not about hustle culture. It's not about burning yourself out for short-term gains. It's a strategy for the long game. It's about building a career, a business, a life, by making smart, deliberate, focused choices day after day.
So I'm going to leave you with a question, a challenge really. Forget about adding something new to your to-do list. Based on everything we just talked about, what is the one distraction, the one unnecessary thing that you can subtract from your life today to get back a little focus and build a little momentum? Because that's where it all begins.